Okay, before we start this video, welcome. How you guys doing? Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video, right? But I want to ask you guys a question. If you're new here, welcome. If you like the video, drop a thumbs up, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe. I love you. I love you too. I love you guys too. I'm a goofy guy. That's just my take. But look, I want to ask you guys this question before we get into the video. If you played a game that is the part one, let's just put it out there. If part one is amazing, if you played a game and part one was amazing, think of any game you love. If part one is amazing and you think it's a masterpiece, right? And then you played part two, the sequel, and the sequel just doesn't resemble part one, or it isn't as good, right? Does that make it a bad game? First question. Second question is, if you had a game that you played and part one is amazing, and everything that you loved about it, the build up, the characters, the likable characters, something that makes you feel whole and give you a piece of yourself to continue in life, then you played part two, and part two just took away from everything that you loved about part one, and it doesn't even seem like the same game, but it has the same characters, and and the storytelling isn't as good. Does that make it a bad game? That's where we're at, boys. That's where we're at. And as always, homies, we back with the foolishness. So you guys know what I want, man. Let's go ahead and play my intro, please. So here's my thing, right? Now, if you love Last of Us, bro, and you're thinking about getting the game and you're just like, hey, Rio, what do you think about the game? Should I get it? I'm never going to tell nobody not to get something that they love, because at the end of the day, more than likely, you guys just want to hear what I want to say. You guys just want to hear what I have to say, but you're still going to make your own decision at the end of the day and still get the game, because some people are determined. They just want to hear like, I heard you, but whatever, I'm still getting the game. Now you made me waste my time. But no, like seriously, I'll tell you guys the same thing I'll tell my own mother and my friends, right? So before I waste you guys time with anything, let me go ahead and give you guys the key points. I don't want to waste your time. Let me give you guys the key points before I start getting into some TED Talk. Here we go. Boom. Point one. The storytelling on how you playing it is very weird. And I'm going to give you guys a scenario on why. I feel like there are pages in this game that's completely out of sequence. I feel like the game is played out of sequence and the game is played very rushed, right? So it's super rushed, like super, like they're speeding, like Sonic the Hedgehog running through the story, but it doesn't seem that way to most people. So here's the thing. By the way, spoilers. I'm sorry. I know there's tons of leaks and everything out there, but I just want to respect you if you clicked on the video just to tell you spoilers, all right? So here we go. Joel's dead. Bum, 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 bum. Joel's dead. Didn't really add up. Like, we know Joel was coming up on his time to die, right? He's been a survivor, but let me give you guys this key thing, because I'm playing part one as I'm playing part two. I started it the day before and I was loving the story, and then I still started playing it offline while still playing part two, Last of Us 2, and I'm losing sleep, people, just to try to understand what's going on. Joel in part one was a survivor, right? He was very cautious. He was like paranoid, always thinking about his surroundings, not putting himself in bad situations, and not being a hothead and jumping into anything. One, he had spider senses, right? We can do that. Peter Parker, my boy, had spider senses. Joel was very keen and aware. We can agree. In Last of Us 2, the way how Joel dies is that everything that he's never done in the first one and puts himself in a bad situation in the first one is what he did in the second one. Now, how do I know that's a lie? Because you can agree to this. You guys have grandfathers. You guys got dads. And I'm going to tell you one thing that comes with age. Learning how to survive. Okay? Wisdom. That type of wisdom. That wisdom to where you can understand like, yo, I'm not supposed to be here. Things are about to go down. Oh, I don't trust this person because it seems sketchy. Right? But they just made Joel seem like, yeah, man, I'll trust you. Like, what? Like, how did him and Tommy just get in that bad situation? That's one thing that got me, and I just didn't understand it on that scenario, on how they kind of make him lose like his keen senses of knowing a bad situation before he's even in it, right? The next thing is, I felt like his death was weird because his flashback didn't add up, right? So the flashback memories with Ellie and Joel, to me, which was one of the best moments so far. It was so wholesome. It was so cool. I love seeing it. Now, that flashback moment didn't happen correctly in the timing of his death, so it seemed like it was just completely out of sequence. And I'm looking at it like, I don't think this adds up, bro. I don't really know what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing I want to put you guys onto is, okay, everybody hates 2020, right? We all hate 2020. Most of us do, right? Anybody who don't hate 2020 just want to see the world burn. But here's the thing. If you ever wanted to see what 2020 looks like, 2020, if it was a human person, her name would be Abby. That's 2020. I want to punch 2020 in the face, meaning I want to punch Abby in the face. I've never hated a character this much. This character's pretty trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the scene when Ellie was all sad after she visited Joel's grave and was crying and sad, it gave me that Naruto moment after Jiraiya died, bro. I felt it. I was like, I'm crying twice as much in the club right now. I was really sad, bro. Here's the next thing that I want to get into. The writing feels off, bro. It doesn't feel, and see, a lot of people don't understand, like, you got to separate, the thing is, you got to separate the games, right? But you can't, because part 1 is supposed to be led into part 2. And the thing about it is, once you've refreshened your mind with part 1 and you've seen how strong and keen the writing was, you thinking to yourself like, yo, hold up, fam, hold up. That's not what y'all did in part 1. Like, the storytelling, the vibe, and just the finesse on how y'all went through it isn't really adding up, right? Like, Abby's just freaking She-Hulk as well. This girl buff, she built like an 18-wheeler truck. I'm like, god dang, freight train. She's just huge. She's just big. Like, Abby, take your lunch now. Yeah, you can have my lunch. Give me, Abby, one cigarette. Hey, you can have my cigarette. Yeah, it's yours, Abby. Dang, relax. She built like a football player in pads, bro. I'm like, god dang, relax, Abby. Okay. So the thing about this one that really bothered me as well. So you guys remember in Last of Us 1. Now, I don't hate the game, but when you compare the game to what it's coming from, you definitely you see major flaws, right? So I want you guys to understand this. In part 1, you had likable characters, right? In part 2, there's really no likable characters to really like take you to that next level of like, yo, I love this character, or you really understand this character's style. And then the thing about it is, I only got maybe like an hour left before I finish the game, and you know I'm gonna be killing Abby. I just want to put it out there. I'm gonna be killing Abby. No spoilers for, I mean, it's spoilers, but you guys are still here, so you know. So I'm supposed to be killing Abby, which I'm super excited for. I want to see the ending to how that makes me feel a little bit better. And the thing about this is, going into it, I feel like that's the only thing that can make me kind of like feel better about the game, because Joel dying is my Jiraiya, right? And this is a dark storytelling type game. And since it's a dark storytelling type game, the weird thing about it is, if you don't like gruesome things, you can't play it in one take, which I'm playing it in one take. So all the negative energy is entering my body and I don't know how to feel, and I'm trying not to release it, right? Okay, my bad. That's the negative energy talking. So as I'm going into the game, I'm playing it all the way through. I'm losing sleep because I'm locked in, because I really want to see how this plays out, because Joel is my guy. And I'm just like, yo, as I'm playing it though, with not having any likable characters, moments that seems out completely out of place, that just like seem like it just happened at a whim, like the way how the story is making me feel it right now, like as I'm playing it, this is just how I'm looking, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird, right? So I feel like as I'm playing through the game though, I feel like I'm just running to I would say to a point that just keeps running away from me. Like, I don't feel like the game should be as long as it is. I feel like there's a lot of moments in here that just doesn't add up towards the game, to where it just feel like it want to pulls you longer just so you can have that moment to say that the game is this long. I feel like all of it doesn't add up. You know what I mean? So once we put that in there, it's very bleak. That's another thing that I do want to say. Like I said, we can give the graphics the praise, we can give all of this, but the graphics still doesn't look like how they said it was gonna look. So, but you know, it's still a beautiful game no matter what. the thing that bothers me is how they say that the PS4 was pushed to graphical changes, the limits. This is the greatest game of all time. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not getting that vibe. Not getting that vibe at all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like 25 hours is too long. And now I don't think 25 hours is too long of a video game. I feel like 25 hours with this game on how it's being pulled is too long. By the way, this scene right here is very sad. It's a very sad scene. Because she is pregnant, and it just seemed like it's just made. It's like they took everything and was like, I want you to cry. Boom. Drop a slice of cry up in this cake. I want you to weep. Boom. Season it with a gravy of weep. I want you to never forget The Last of Us 2 with a little bit of Chemical X. I feel like that's all they was making for the story, was to just do that. And it was just completely wild. Like, look at this. Punch them, pow. Pow, you're dead. Oh no. I can't really show this next part, but you know, it's a really, you know how YouTube gets down. YouTube is very selective on what they want to, you know what I'm saying it's not friendly. One of the other things I want to say is that the games feel pretty easy. It's not really tough. It's not really tough. It's not really too tough. Probably got to change the difficulty, but that's not something that bothers me. I think the difficulty is definitely fine. It's a fun game. The AI is still stupid, like I said. I feel like the sex scenes were super forced. A lot of the scenes were super forced. And I'm trying to understand, like, the given tactic behind it. And one thing I figured out, that it wasn't the same people. Some of the people who made part 1 actually left, so it wasn't the same people. And I was like, oh my god, it makes freaking sense, people. It makes freaking sense. And I didn't even know why until I figured that out. I didn't even know why. So as I'm playing this game, honestly, I could have went without getting this game. And I'm not taking that away from anybody else. Like, if you love the game and you're playing the game, dude, love the game. We don't have to be against each other. Like, if you love it, I'm like, bro, that's dope. I didn't truly love it like I thought I would love part 1, but you know, we're all different people. We're all human beings, and that's a reason why we're human beings. It gives us a time to switch things up. And my thing is, I feel like just because you like it and I don't like it as much, I don't hate it. I just don't like it as much. I feel like here's my thing. I feel like the build up was off. I feel like the way how they built it up, I feel like the way how they showed it and showcased it to be like the greatest game of all time, and the reviews being scuffed and all of this going on, hyped me up to get it, and I was kind of let down because I seen that wasn't it. And legitimately, you know, kind of want my money back. That's it. I just kind of want my money back, you know. Am I gonna get it back? No, but you guys know I Want My Money Back is a series on my channel. And I love you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Hope that you guys enjoyed. I got another hour left. I'm going to kill Abby, and then I'll finish that, and then I'll give another video on it, and hopefully it's good, because once again, I love Joel. Okay, leave a thumbs up on the video if you guys did enjoy it, or if you love Joel and you guys want to see me finish this game. And I'll catch you guys later on the next video. Hope you guys have been enjoying it, man. I've been having tons of fun freaking uploading, bro. Welcome to the channel, all the new subscribers. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you for the love.